Hello ladies and gentlemen, SeKo Starcraft here, bringing you a little bit of pro replay action. This is coming out of the Intel Extreme Master Series. I think it's the Shanghai qualifiers, can't be exactly sure. We have Dragon down here on the bottom right versus Adelscott up here in the top left. Now, pretty certain this is going to be the actual Dragon that everybody knows and loves just because it is a professional tournament setting and not ladder where people troll under whatever name they want. So we shall see what kind of exciting things come out of it. Adelscott, I'm glad to see he's still playing. I haven't seen any really crazy good results out of him in a while, but he's made it to this level and still playing it, so he's giving it the best he's got. I can always appreciate that. TVP. This is T and this is P. And I actually just finished playing a PvT on this map, believe it or not, but I was the protoss player. It was kind of a long and clumsy game, so I don't think I'll cast it. The Terran essentially got backed into 3 bases, and I essentially had like an unbeatable Colossus Stalker mix with full upgrades, and I'd taken, you know, half the map and the bottom. And he kept doing these drops on me, and it kept doing really bad. And my computer almost crashed during the play, so it really, I was upset, you could say. So I decided to just stop making regular units, go with 6 Stargate Tempest. But he ended up leaving the game before I could break out my Mass Tempest on him there. What can you do? I was starving him out pretty good. I was thinking about how much can you string somebody along. It's kind of like playing poker, where you know you're going to win. You just want to know by how much you're going to win, so you just kind of string the person along. You pull them closer and closer, and then you want to trap them into something really crazy. But it doesn't always work out. Looks like we're going to have a cybernetics opening here out of Adelscott. It's super common right now to do this, simply because, yeah, if you don't have an ability to get a Stalker or Mothership Core out, one Reaper is just going to piss all over your parade. And it doesn't look like that's the case here from Monsieur Dragon, who hasn't fast expanded. This map is a little shaky for super elite fast expands, just because it's fairly easy to get run over by it. But he does have a gas down, and I assume we're going to be going for perhaps maybe even a Banshee play or something like that. You know, that's always cool. Still have a Zealot out on the way. It's not going to be able to stop this SCV from scouting, but the early game protoss is... It used to be that you don't even need to scout, because you just know what they're going to do. There's only so many things they can do. But now there's the opportunity to go for the Nexus a lot sooner, and I'm assuming... I kind of wanted to assume that Adelscott was going to be going for that Nexus here pretty soon. But in fact, it looks like we might be getting either a Blink all-in or some sort of DT pressure. It's the only thing that you're really going to be using for the Twilight Council at this stage. I mean, he could get Zealot Charge. I tried to hide the SCV. Oh, is he going to see it? He did see it. It got cancelled though. Sneaky. It doesn't look like that forced the hand here at all out of Dragon, though. He doesn't have an engineering bay going down. He's not panicking. But he is going a fairly greedy route. Fast tech, he got down the reactor when he only had a couple of Marines out. And he's getting that command center pretty fast. And it looks like he essentially forced Adelscott to transition away from what was going to be a pressure build into an expansion. With a Robo. I can't feel too bad about that. I'm sure Adelscott's very happy to come down here and see no command center. That way he can feel like he's not amazingly far behind. He's got a supply lead right now, and that's only because of the teching that we've been seeing going on out of Dragon, but he does have that command center down a lot sooner. This Chrono Boost probably would have been used on other things, such as the Warp Gate tech, or even getting out some sort of a DT tech. Well, you can't really Chrono Boost DT tech. How crazy would that be if you could save up all of your Chrono Boost and Chrono Boost building production? I've thought of that many a times when I'm behind as a Protoss player. Like, he's got a Banshee, let me Chrono Boost my cannon down, or something stupid like that. Playing Protoss against Terran to go Banshee, I've discovered that it's actually pretty shitty. I happily went for like a 1 gate into Robo after an expansion, so I was able to get out Observers pretty fast. But Observers aren't really that quick, so if you have 2 Banshees and you split them up across 2 bases, found that was a really annoying thing to deal with. So let's look at the economic standpoint here. There's still a pretty big lead for Adelscott, and now that he's moving into this base production, he should be doing okay. I really like this build. It's pretty safe, along with being able to keep a toe-to-toe with the economy. These Immortals will do great against these tank pushes. Stalkers obviously could get run down by what we're seeing getting built here. And I've got to assume this is for some sort of pressure. He's going to expand. Wow, he's moving out. And we can see that that one missile turret down there is because he really expected there to be some sort of DT harass. And that really hasn't come yet. Yeah. Ooh. Double factory. This is pretty crazy. I wonder if he's going to go mech against Protoss. I have not seen somebody mech against Protoss at the pro level in ages. I mean, I've done it against Protoss, but that's because I suck. Hopefully Adelscott's paying attention to his observer and doesn't fly it right into this missile turret. He is paying attention to it right now. He sees the missile turret and will avoid it. We actually have 2 base Colossus tech on the way. It's not like he's getting that down to get his warp prism speed or anything like that. Couple more gateways, just moving up to a pretty good, solid 2 base kind of play. Sentries. Yes, the sentries. Sentries are so good, and I don't know why I never use them. So good. So that's a lot of tanks. This is a very defensive opening from Dragon, and I find that a little weird. He might have expected that pressure to come. I'm surprised he didn't scan once again, just to be able to see what the tech is, because right now, if he had scanned and seen that his opponent was just going into macro, I'm sure he would have actually gotten down another command center or something, as opposed to just really marching out all this tech. And it's nice to see Mech against Protoss here. I'm excited to see how Dragon can do with it. He's down quite a bit in supply. This is a pretty good composition to deal with Mech. There's almost no anti-air in here, so delaying these scouts is going to be really tough. Keeping well ahead on the supply because I'm making the wall off here with the supply depots. Much closer on the workers right now. I don't think that Adelscott has to worry about too many more workers unless they want to expand, and I'm very surprised neither player is really interested in a 3rd base. Both of them are extremely paranoid. They're sitting at home with great tech and great army compositions, but nobody really wants to go throw down that extra little bit of expansion. Particularly for Adelscott, who's got these stalkers out here, knowing what's going on the map. It is Mech. Mech is also one of those things that's super slow against Protoss. Like if there's a warp... Oh. Let's see if he gets hit by this missile turret. That'd be hilarious. You can see that what Dragon... Oh no. Just as I was about to say, you don't want him to get hit by these warp prisms. This actually is good, could spell doom right now. He's still got some tanks in position here though. I don't believe there's any blink for these stalkers to get on top of those tanks. No, there is not. So he's getting down these turrets because he does not want Warp Prism harass to really get around beside him here. And this is a pretty good sized army. Thermal Lance is finished. There's only 4 tanks down here on the low ground, a lot on the high ground. So Dragon is not prepared for this attack to happen. He just has no vision. He's got no idea of what's happening out here. And getting supply blocked would really suck for him right now. Managed to pick off 1 tank there. Did he lose a Colossus out of that? I think he did. Yeah, there's 1 kill in that tank there. That was not the best trade for Adel. Dragon is evening up the supply. He's already got Vikings in production. And I would expect him to go expand here. He's got the minerals. He's got the contain. This army's got to have to move out very slowly. I don't agree with this. Nice drop from behind. That is a hell of a lot of Hellbats. But without the tanks, that Hellbat army is going to get shredded. Ooh, he does take out one of the other Colossus, though. That is a lot of force fields. This is a cool composition from Dragon, but I just think it's so positional against Protoss, and I don't think he had what he needed to at the right time to deal with it. Yeah, Dragon's in a little bit of trouble here. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of this. More Stalkers coming in. Stalkers obviously really good against tanks because of the range and the extra damage. There's only 2 tanks in the back here. They have +1 against the 0-0 comp. Yeah, that's pretty much GG. That's a pretty nice play out of Adelscott. I'm actually very impressed. The Warp Prism was the perfect thing for him to do at that time. Separate the army, get it out of position. And I'm a little surprised that Dragon sat behind this wall here. With that amount of tanks and Hellbats, you think he could have controlled this high ground here, which is very important. Whereas with those tanks, they just got sectioned off and he could pick off that base. Good, smart, patient play by Adel. I think he probably could have been expanding and preparing for a later game piece there. But I guess he just knew that what was going to come out of that was the opportunity to win. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you have not already. SeKo Starcraft, and we will talk with you later.